Love, Sheree Milady Girl from Around the Way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to you all with some commentary about Monique. Okay, so instead of saying that, I should say, hello, my sweet babies. You know, I love us for real. Now, before I get into the commentary, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, if you are new here, hi, how are you? I hope you're having a great day. And if you are true here, girl, what is it giving? Listen, let's get into some things with Monique. This Club Shay Shay interview, I mean, like, this is truly the platform. Club Shay Shay is really doing really that much numbers. Like, they are really doing what it really needs to do. I think that Monique, I think we all like to see Monique kind of get some just due. A lot of people, you know, are applauding Monique for, you know, standing on business. Okay. She's been standing on business for some time now. And, it's kind of like the reckoning day. Like, I appreciate her having this moment. And, you know, the image, or not the image, the footage was released of Tyler Perry stumbling and fumbling, kind of like I just was all over his words, girl. And basically, Monique has come out to really kind of prove that she keeps receipts. So in the process of this, DL Hughley went on to say a couple of nasty things about her family. How are we as sweet babies, but your real baby don't even deal with you? And she went on Club Shay Shay and basically said, you know, she is estranged from her son, and that she went out and she tried to apologize to him, or she did apologize to him, a real apology, but it's up to him to decide on whether or not when to forgive her or to accept this apology. I think Monique says a lot of positive things. Monique has said a lot of positive things. You know, she's a very eloquent speaker and she's a passionate speaker. I think that we all are over here kind of rooting for Monique because she was up against a lot in the machine. However, her son, Shalon, has taken to Instagram after his, you know, name was mentioned in the interview, or not his name directly, but, you know, she spoke on her son, and that the relationship was so broken and that she is estranged. She never denied it. I think this is something that's kind of known in Hollywood, that she's had these two kids by this man, Daddy, aka Sydney, and she's estranged with her other children. I'm going to play a small clip here because what he said was very wordy, and I'll summarize.
I'm saying my experience with my mother is not their experience with our mother. So my prayer for her and them is that they continue to see her the way that they see her now. I do also want to make sure that I say thank you to my mother for giving me life. Without that moment in time, I wouldn't have had my little one. But outside of that moment, there isn't anything that either of us has to offer the other. In my opinion, it's a waste of God's time and the universe's time. Well,
as you can see, this is a young man who seems to me very clear and very level-headed. He's had time to sit with his feelings, process how he's actually feeling about things, and now deciding to speak, you know, up for himself, right? I think that it's fair to speak your truth at any point, at any juncture in life. You know, a lot of people are saying like, oh, these kids are just, you know, because when he comes from a different generation, let's be clear, you know, and we doing things a little bit differently, right? So I think that Shalon, you know, wherever you're at, you know what I'm saying? You probably won't listen to this, but the point I'm making is I'm sending out the energy of accepting a person who decides to speak their truth. Okay, that's powerful. This woman is going around, you know, saying, you know, well, I apologize, didn't accept. He has every right to come out to say however he feels. And to the people who are saying, oh, why is he coming out now? Why is he deciding to come out now? When you are a person, which I'll just go ahead and assume that he suffered some emotional abuse or maybe even neglect from his mother, he has every right. This might be a part of his healing. And he also mentioned that in part of his video. He says, I'll just do this here because it's a little bit, for me, therapy. I think that I want to talk about this because Monique goes out and responds. Listen, let me put the response here with a little piece of it. Because, child, we know they're long-winded as well. So a couple of things. I feel like, one, let me address the son. The son spoke eloquently He seemed level-headed. He seemed like he's had a chance to really think things through, to sit in his feelings and in his bodies. I liked how he didn't disrespect her. He still said, you know, I'm glad that she has these children. I'm glad that she can be the grandmother that she wants to be by way of her other, you know, her children. You know, really showed her a lot of grace and compassion. And, you know, in full transparency, I don't have the best relationship with my parents. Okay, surprise, surprise. A lot of us don't, you know what I mean? Because I feel like as adults, we're not going for that shit no more, right? And he spoke about the parent having to, you know, try to make amends. Sometimes it's bigger than an apology. Sometimes you need to apologize multiple times, right? If you went and was neglecting me for, let's just say 10 years, you can't have a one afternoon lunch brunch conversation and apologize and all is fixed, all is well. You might have to run that apology again a few times. You might have to walk me through being triggered a couple times. You might have to change with your actions. And this idea of, you know, I've, you know, given it to the universe because I've done my part. I've apologized. But like this young man is saying, faith without works is dead. You can't apologize one time and expect for all to be healed in one moment, in one instant, when years of abuse or neglect has taken place. Right? Imagine somebody come up to you and punch you in the eye. You got a black eye, and a person comes back and says, oh, I'm going to put some Neosporin on. That one little application of Neosporin is not going to do ain't shit to that china. It takes time. And this notion that these parents feel like the child has to come to them. You already wasn't there. And it doesn't matter that, you know, you're grown, you have children of your own. Listen, y'all. We never stop growing as humans. We never stop evolving. You know, grown people still need their grown adult parents. That's normal. That's healthy, right? Even, you know, I'll just say it like this. People who are devout Christians and they know the Bible in and out. Hell, they may even go to a pastor level. You know what I mean? They might go to seminary school too. But those same people still have a pastor. They still have somebody guiding them who is a point of reverence. So why is it that these parents say, well, you're grown, you don't need to have to, I did my part. It doesn't end there. And I'm saying this from, you know, from a perspective, obviously, y'all know I'm a mother. Okay. You know, I'm a mother and I'm standing on business behind them. But I just think that narrative is so old and it's a part of generational dysfunction. So Monique said up there, and again, this young man, I'm sending out the energy of healing for him. I'm sending out the energy of sparking that conversation to be had in other people. Because sometimes we need to say that shit out loud. Mom, you ain't shit. And you wasn't. Dad, you was absent. And ain't try. Grandma, you watched the shit happen. So sometimes we got to call a thing a thing. Okay. Now, Monique sat up there with her husband, aka Daddy, aka Sydney. And where she lost me at is this. And y'all let me know how y'all feel. Some of y'all married. I'm not married. I'm not a married girl yet. Right. And I have different views about marriage and all of these different things. The man, Daddy, came on and says, well, you know, I only said 3 sons because you know me as Uncle Sydney and you've known me all your life as that. Right. So if you are Uncle Sydney, if you Uncle Daddy or whatever the hell, then be quiet. Then be quiet. Because I don't remember him mentioning the son now, saying much about the dad. I saw a son publicly speaking out to his mother in a public forum, to his mother. So if you yourself are saying that you're not his father, then let the mother speak. Now, y'all know how people be, oh, that's her husband. Her husband can sit there because that's her husband. We took vows before God. That's my husband. Fine. Be there to support her. Rub her shoulder. The physical presence of having a man beside you speaks volumes. Right? Even if a man says nothing. Having a man by your side is saying something without saying anything, in most cases, okay? He could have sat there and supported her by just physically being there, a light touch, help her stay on track, or whatever. He didn't have to talk to him directly. That's her child. And you already said you're not the dad. If that's the grandmama baby, that's the grandmama baby. If you're not the dad, then be the uncle and let the mom address the situation, because ultimately she was the one who neglected him. Now, Monique, I understand in a lot of situations you need your husband beside you, right? When you dealing with these fools or you dealing with these cats, like they'll say in Baltimore, whatever. But you talking to your child, and it doesn't matter that he's a grown child. He's yours. So instead of addressing the public, oh, I know there were some things that were being said and this, that, and the third. What she should have done was, even if she wanted her daddy to be there. Listen, I saw your thing on Instagram, on TikTok, and speak to him directly. Listen, I want to say this here. I was not a perfect mother, and I want to make things right. And I messed up. I had some missteps. Let's take this offline. You know where I'm at, and I love you. I'm saying that publicly. I was wrong. I apologize, and I love you. In my heart, let's make it right. Like how adamantly she was talking about Tyler Perry making it right. Let's make it right. What she's doing is gaslighting. Oh, because you know the black community, we trying to we bringing in slavery. We bringing in. We don't want to hear about that shit, Monique. I don't. One thing about me, I don't judge people. Baby, I will never judge, right? And this is something you can trust. I don't judge nobody. Not for real. On some shit like, on some shit like, you know what I mean? However you identify, whatever you went to, whatever you like, what you don't. But I'm going to judge somebody off of how they treat their kids. I don't care. I don't care. And that's man or woman. I'm going to judge somebody on how they treat a person who they feel like they are, air quote, above or better than. How do you treat the janitor? How do you treat children? How do you treat the elderly? I'm going to judge you off of that. And Monique, how you're treating your son. And here's the thing. Things happen not by circumstance and not by happenstance. Two things can be true at once. Tyler Perry and Oprah did her wrong. Lee Daniels did her wrong, and he made it right. But what she's experiencing, this injustice that's happening publicly, and everybody can't do nothing about it. We just sitting back and watching. Her son was experiencing an injustice. And let me just say this: children are an oppressed class. Nobody really gives a fuck about no kid. Sit down. You know what I mean? Oh, he's just a kid. But what they don't understand is these are children that are housing immortal souls and spirits, okay? These are just little humans. So I believe in karmic debt. And you think you about to sleep with the married man, and you think that, 10 years down the line, your husband going to cheat on you. It might be you break a leg. It might be you got MS. It might be you in a shelter. It doesn't always come back in the way that you put it out. Right? So she had this gross injustice where her son didn't make right. Suddenly she got this. And I'm not saying listen. Yeah, I know somebody is following me, and I know somebody's like, girl, that's a reach. But shit, it might be right. It might be the right reach. This is ugly for me. As y'all can tell, I'm a little bit triggered here. So let me dial it back. Okay, reverse. Let me dial it back. But I'm curious to know, because the black community and we trying to come up from slavery and the white people. Girl, this ain't got shit to do. Talk to your son directly. You too busy addressing the public. He looked like he needed to get his shit off. We didn't hear this man talking years and years and years. I didn't even know that. I thought that when they was talking about the sons, I thought it was his sons. So let this man say what he have to say. You done went around and said everything you had to say. Now you got to come out and address him, and then to say mental health issues. A child that was neglected and felt less than and didn't want and abandoned. Yeah, he had some mental health issues and may still have some. Like, hello? Shit. Monique may have some mental health issues after being molested by her brother. Come on now. Who don't? Chelsea, come on now. So, like, that to me is very triggering. It's very ugly. And the black community, not the ones that I'm standing with, we ain't rocking with that, Monique. That needs to be fixed. The uncle, brother, uncle, daddy need to sit the hell down. You need to talk to your child directly. Okay? We want to see some reconciliation. You expect these big players to be humble and come before us and, you know, do all of these things, and I beseech you. I want to see what you're about to do with your child. And I'm not talking disrespectful. Oh, because you are older, you a cat. Woman to woman, mother to mother, black woman to black woman, young black girl to old black girl. What's the example that you're about to, you know, put before the public? And I don't want no more Instagram lives sitting up with a half wig next to daddy. We want real conversation. And here's another thing too. Monique has all the resources I don't want to say in the world, Craig, but she got some resources. Fix it. Fix it immediately. Sometimes in life, we're not moving past and going to the next level to where we need to go to because we skipped 2 or 3 behind us and we don't have those skills. She need to go back and fix it. Let me know what y'all think. Drop down in the comments, y'all. I'm very curious to know how you feel about this. Drop down. Let me know. Let's get the conversation going. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.